Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya alal salah. Hayya alal salah. Hayya alal falah. Hayya alal falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Could I request everybody to come closer and in the front, please? Jazakallah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu wa nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa nashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في الكلام المجيد والفرقان الحميد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم وقال يا أيها الناس خلقنا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Respected audience, Alhamdulillah, this is the month of Muharram and this is the starting of the Islamic calendar. Like we celebrate January because it's a new year, so as Muslims we have to celebrate this as our first month of Islamic calendar. And there are 12 months in a year, and I used to think that could be the Romans or the Greeks or scientists might have made 12 months for ease for the year to calculate. But subhanallah, when you read Surah At-Tawbah, that is Surah number 9, ayah number 36, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when He created the heavens and the earth, He made 12 months. So it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made till 12 months. And then again He says that out of the 12 months, there have been 4 sacred months. Dhul Hijjah, Dhul Qaida, Muharram, and Rajab. Rajab comes separately, but these 3 months come together. The significance of Muharram is the 10th of Muharram is called Yawm Ashura. It is quite significant. You know, when Adam alayhi salam and our mother Hawa was sent down from the heavens. They were sent to different places and they traveled. And they met each other in a place called Arfa, where we go for Hajj. That is the place of Arfa. And that was the 10th of Muharram they met together. So, significance of the month. The second thing, very significant, is Nuh alayhi salam, when he was in his boat and traveling with his 3 sons, Ham, Sam, and Japheth, and also the people who accepted Islam. And that in that flood, the only people were saved who were in the boat. The rest of the unbelievers are completely destroyed in the floods. And this boat traveled everywhere. Near the Haram it went and it circled 7 times where the Kaaba was there. And from there it traveled and settled down on the Mount Judi. And this settling was on the 10th of Muharram. And Nuh alayhi salam came out of the boat, did the sajda, shukr, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved them. And then every year, and that was the 10th of Muharram, every year he used to fast to show gratefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the sunnah of the prophets. If they are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they celebrate that day by fasting. Rasulullah sallam used to fast on Monday and Thursday, and people asked, why do you fasting on the Monday and Thursday? He said, I was born on Monday and I fast on Monday to show gratefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ibrahim alayhi salam was the son of Sam from Nuh alayhi salam, and he used to fast on the 10th of Muharram, Yawm Ashura. And so Ismail alayhi salam and the people of Quraysh, people from Mecca, they used to follow the same tradition of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and they used to fast on the 10th of Muharram. As they followed so many things of Ibrahim alayhi salam, because Ibrahim alayhi salam performed the Hajj, and the Mushrikeen used to perform the Hajj. And Rasulullah sallam realized he used to follow the things which are good. Even the Quraysh were following. So he used to fast on the 10th of Muharram. And this is confirmed by a hadith in Sahih Bukhari by Aisha Razillah Ta'ala, that Rasulullah sallam said that he used to fast on the 10th of Muharram and the Mushrikeen used to fast on the 10th of Muharram. Then with the Hijrah, Rasulullah sallam moved to Medina. In Medina, he saw Bani Israel, the Yahud, used to fast on the 10th of Muharram. So he asked them, why do you fast on the 10th of Muharram? And they said, to show gratefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the 10th of Muharram, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved us from the clutches of Pharaoh and his army. And then on this 10th day, we were saved and Pharaoh and his whole army was drowned. So Musa alayhi salam used to show gratefulness and thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, used to fast on the 10th of Muharram. And Rasulullah sallam said that we are closest to Musa alayhi salam than you, because he is my brother in the Risala and as a Nabi. So he told all the people of Ansar, please observe the fast on the 10th. And this continued, and the 10th of Muharram fast was first of that time till the orders came for the month of Ramadan. So the fasting of Ramadan became the first, and the 10th of Muharram was a sunnah to follow. The beauty is that Rasulullah said in Sahih Muslim that whoever fasts on the 10th of Muharram, I am hopeful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to forgive all the sins they have committed in the past year. This is such a blessing for us. So I request everybody, please count and fast on the 10th of Muharram. After a couple of years, what happened? The Sahaba came to Rasulullah sallam, said that the Bani Israel, the Yahud are fasting on the 10th. And when we are fasting, they said that you are copying us. So can we do some changes? He said, okay, in that case, you can fast on 9th and the 10th. And if possible, we will do it next year, the fasting of the 9th and the 10th. But before the next year came, Rasulullah passed away. So he never fasted on the 9th and the 10th. And then the scholars now said that the Bani Israel, the Christians and the Jews, they are following the solar calendar. So they are not following the lunar calendar. So their fast is no longer coinciding with the 10th of Muharram, which we are counting. So we can just fast on the 10th of Muharram, but anybody wants to fast on the 9th of 10th or 10th or 11th is up to them. Another thing, significance of the 10th of Muharram is the martyrdom of Hussein Radiallahu Ta'ala. When I mention, people say that, oh, why are you mentioning? This is significant for a group of other people. And they celebrate this, the 10th. I said, look, in Islamic history, this is a part of Islamic history, that it was an incident happened, and we should not try to completely ignore it. It is very important for us to know, but we are not going to do what the other people are doing, but the best thing we can do is send durood and salam on the Prophet ﷺ and his family. That is what it says, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. The family of Muhammad ﷺ comes, so do lots and lots of durood and salam on Rasul ﷺ and his family. This is very important for us to remember. That's why I wanted to mention, Rasulullah ﷺ said that the prophets and their family has gone through the lots and lots of trials and tribulations. Your trials and tribulations is nothing compared to the trials and tribulations the prophets went through. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was tested vigorously, thrown into the fire. When he was saved, then when the newborn baby was there, he was ordered to leave the wife and the newborn baby in the deserted area of Mecca and walk away. After a long time, when he came and met the son, he had the dream that he sacrificed. He went through all this process of testing. Similar thing with Yaqub alayhi salam. The beloved son, Yusuf alayhi salam, was taken away from him. And he used to remember and cry so much that he lost his eyesight. This was a trial and tribulation. Ayyub alayhi salam was also tested vigorously. He lost his garden, the fruits, anything growing in the gardens, and their animals completely died. All the children completely died, and he was alone with the wife. And then still he was grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah. He went through illnesses, skin diseases, where completely he was holes in the skin and disease of the skin. Still he was grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after the test, gave him complete recovery, new skin, complete health, all the hairs growth. And people used to say, you have gone through the trials and tribulations. It is so nice to see you happy. Do you realize what those years were? And he said, yes. And he said, don't you think that these years are better than that? He said, they are, but there was something significant I missed. He said that, what is that? He said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day, he used to talk to me and say, how are you, my beloved you? How are you? And he said, after I recovered completely, he's never asking. So I miss those days. Those days were closest to me, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to talk to me and saying, how are you, my beloved you? So subhanallah. So that is the thing. So we have to remember the trials and tribulations gone through the prophets and their families, and at least remember to fast on the 10th of Muharram. I finish there. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في الكلام المجيد والفرقان الحميد. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على آل إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في الكلام المجيد والفرقان الحميد. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. واذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأعظم وأجل وأتم وأكبر. أقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.